Today was not a win. It was kindergarten 1, Miss Morales 0. We are already at 31 friends in here. And then on top of already having a rough day, we found out that we are having an additional kindergarten teacher starting next week. Our classes are getting larger. My 5th graders must have sensed something was wrong with me because they took it upon themselves during their break time to make me cards. They were probably doing this just for fun, but little do they know, I was crying. All afternoon. We're gonna survive and thrive because that is what we do best. Survive and thrive.
Last month on Dear Sketchbook, we are in the middle of classroom setup.
I'm gonna be sharing how I use different social media platforms to connect with parents.
I'm going to set up a help desk and a helpline for students to come and work with them one-on-one.
This is gonna be our game plan, okay? We're gonna be using a lot of trash and turning it into beautiful art pieces. And a great first day activity as we learn in the art room. Hey everyone, I'm Keisha Morales and I'm an elementary art teacher here in Texas.
My name's Jablecki and I'm an art teacher located in Maryland.
Welcome to Art of Education's Dear Sketchbook, an art teacher vlog
where we share the ins and outs of art teacher life
with fun and helpful tips and tricks and tools along the way.
It is September and we are seeing students in their prime.
I'm going to be sharing some of my favorite tips from taming those pesky curly papers, mastering those marathon long classes.
It's not the first day of school anymore, so let's deal with some behavior management.
And protecting your peace and energy throughout the school year. Ain't that right, Earl? Because we love to take care of our mental health and we love a good self-care. That's it.
One of the really interesting things here in my district is that when we get this intense fog, they give us a fog delay. So we get an extra hour and a half in the morning. It is just so great. It doesn't count against us towards summer. And actually I use it to kind of keep my sanity, go to school, get a few things done. Definitely helps with the teacher burnout. So I always make sure that I remember the little things. Remember the little things, take them in, let them sit inside of your heart, even when things get stressful. So
another thing I like to do to help with teacher burnout is going to the gym, but before school. I used to go in the afternoon after working all day, being exhausted, tired, overstimulated, and my workouts were a waste of time. My energy, my mood, my mental health, my sleep has drastically improved. Is it hard? Absolutely. But let me tell you, now I cannot live without working out before school starts. So let's be real for a second. We are seeing a decline in our students' fine motor skills and attention span. Now, I have my kiddos for 55 minutes, and that could be so challenging trying to keep them engaged in creating the whole entire class period. One of the best strategies that I started implementing to boost student engagement and creativity is breaking up my projects into manageable chunks of 1 to 2 parts. Then for the last 10 to 20 minutes, depending on what we're doing for that day, I let the kids do games and centers, and they are still building on creativity, constructing, and those fine motor skills while also having those social interactions.
Welcome to my art room. I have 3 very distinct spaces. This is a classroom management strategy that works really well for me, helps to keep my sanity, and helps mitigate some of our crazy middle school behaviors. So whether it's cleaning up and putting their things back, whether it's keeping their workspace clean, or how do we behave when we are in a whole group discussion. So my whole group space functions in multiple different ways. It functions as a place for us to sit, hang out, but also as a space for me to bring them in close and double check for understanding. The same transitions that I feel like kindergartners need, my middle school students need. When I have those spaces and I bring these kids a little bit closer in and we're in a more relaxed setting, it allowed them to have free-flowing conversation. They were more apt to participate. I love my whole group space. I worked hard to source some furniture for free. I have created a space in my room where students can put their cell phone, which is my sChELL phone parking lot that my daughter helped me put together. That way, I'm not sending them on an adventure through the halls with their cell phone, and their cell phone is safe at my desk. Always make sure that you are checking with your district policy when it comes to student cell phones. I know that this is part of my school policy, so I feel really confident confident being able to have this. And I checked with my principal ahead of time that this is something that I wanted to have. When we're over here at the supply corral, this is where I'm gathering and putting back my supplies. Not only does this allow me to monitor my supplies, but it also helps to keep my room clean. There's so much routine in place that it allows for us to make sure that things are happening the way they need to happen. So we treat everything like a studio space. And I really want to drive home that idea of professionalism. All right, let's go check out my last space. Welcome to my student workspace. The reason that I do long communal tables is because I want to encourage all students to sit together. I will only give assigned seats when it becomes too much. We can't regulate, we can't handle it. I always tell them, show me what you need, I'm gonna give you what you need. But if you show me that you can't handle it, then I have to help give you something that you need because that's my job. Hey, another reminder, what do we say when we're doing painted paper? Tap, tap. Brush, brush. Tap, tap. Brush, brush. What do we not do? Scoop. We don't scoop. It ain't ice cream or a bowl of yogurt. Come on.
My fourth graders are working on this very large mixed media pumpkin ghost homes, and I'm falling in love with how they're turning out. Okay, so like look how cute. We're gonna be adding our little ghost character, and then obviously our shadows to kind of just make this pumpkin look a little bit more realistic. Obsessed.
Okay. So we are fully into September and behaviors are fully coming out and everything's getting a little wild. And behavior, so we gotta get some fun going there. I was checking out the Pro Pack on playing some games in the art room. Head on over to the Art of Ed, check out their ideas for some games and adding games into the art room. I like to use a little dancing and games to help teach routines in the art room. All right, you guys, why don't you come on over, find a spot over here. Oh, I'll stand here.
Clap your hands. One hop this time.
Oh, left, left. Am I doing very good at this dance? Yes. Why am I failing? All right, well, let's try it again another time. In that dance, what made it really difficult for the other people in the dance to do the routine? Yeah, I was just messing around. I wasn't really paying attention to the music, right? And the music was gonna tell me all of the directions, but I wasn't really listening to them right. One person not doing their part can really affect everybody else. Instead of thinking about these as rules and expectations, I want you to think about these things as part of your routine.
I am all about taking a mental health or personal day if you need to, okay? But the amount of work it takes to prep to take the day off is ridiculous, okay? I had a training off campus on Tuesday, not even a personal day. I had to take the day off to go work somewhere else. Anyways, moving on. I was here until 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock on Monday. I'm sorry, what? Anyways, I don't have the best sub plans. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be honest. I need to be better about this, but I will supply a quick little activity, and I always tell my subs, worst case scenario, do centers. Don't stress yourself out. It is what it is. Moving on. But I hate making sub plans. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie.
So one management tool that I really like to utilize in my room is helping students kind of manage the collaging. I like to pre-tear out things in magazines. This way, I can weed out any kind of advertisements and things that could be inappropriate, as well as I can make sure that I am already putting out things that are a good representation of all people, but also finding purposeful language and things like that. Then we go over certain expectations about how do we use certain things in the collage. I just love how they're taking the idea of imagery and words to tell a story. He has really picked up on textures, the revealing. This is where he started trying to like kind of figure out collage. This is where he got to. Like, stop. Awesome.
I'm about to share one of my favorite art teacher tips. This has literally changed my life because one of the things I hate when we make painted paper is how curly it gets, okay? This stresses me out, okay? I have this hot press. You can easily use something simple as like a $10 iron. And this does come with a little like heat mat, or you can even use a towel. So let me show you how fast and mind-blowing this is. Are you ready? The temperature for paper is like 250 to 275. And then I have mine set for like 10, 15 seconds. We are at 5 seconds. Are you ready for this magic? Okay, I'm just gonna roll it out. You guys, Look how gorgeous. This side, no. This side, I'm obsessed.
We're hanging out and I figured this would be a great time to kind of share and tell you how I became an art teacher. It is not the traditional route of becoming a certified teacher. I went to college, I graduated with my BA, and I got a job at a marketing agency. Felt like I lost a lot of creativity. So at that point I knew I wanted to be a teacher, but I wasn't certified, and getting into the public school system was really tough. I met my husband, had my daughter, and I got a job working at my daughter's preschool, and I was fortunate enough to be able to interview as an elementary art teacher at a public school. And it was about 2 weeks before the school year was supposed to start, and they offered me the position. And of course I took it, and I was over the moon. I worked on getting my teaching certification and then also working on getting my master's degree from the Art of Ed, and I knew it. This was exactly where I was supposed to grow up. You know, when they're like, what do you want to be when you grow up? This is what I want to be when I grow up. I love teaching middle school. I've been there now for the last 4 years. This is who I'm supposed to be, and I didn't feel like the corporate world did that for me. One of the things that I love doing is making art for myself. I'm trying to make sure that I'm also feeding into my own creative brain and my own creative self. One of the things that my supervisor does, he puts on a faculty art show, which means he wants us to be creating art. And so it's really helped to keep me accountable. I have some mixed media pieces, still trying to finish this one. This is a piece that I actually made during one of my Art of Ed classes. It was the watercolor class, and I just love it so much. And so I'm gonna be adding this one as well into the show. So I'm excited about that. Stay tuned.
So one of my favorite things to do after a very long day of teaching is to get into some comfy clothes and head to my little studio and paint for about 10 to 20 minutes. Painting is not my background. I do a lot of sculpting. Teaching myself something new has been very therapeutic. This is my third sketchbook for the year. I'm so proud of myself. Another great pack to check out is Curbing Art Teacher Burnout. It has a ton of resources and strategies for you to stay healthy so you can be your best art teacher self all year long.
That wraps up the month of September.
So take a break, relax, recharge. Ain't that right, Roberta?
How do you keep yourself centered and carrying on?
Drop your insights and experiences in the comments down below. Let's keep this conversation going and inspire each other. Make sure you're subscribed and you have your notifications turned on.
And stay tuned. See you next month.
In the next episode of Dear Sketchbook.
So, a new challenge that I'm going to be faced with this month is that I'm going to be getting furloughed. Mentally taking that in, preparing for what that means financially. So cool.